Hi guys, welcome to the Millennial Movie Fan Channel. My name's Tyler. Today's movie review is going to be for Get Out. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you give me a thumbs up down below, hit subscribe and the little notification bell, that way you get alerts when I post a new video, and also share this video around all your friends and family on Facebook, Twitter, and all the different social media outlets. That really helps out the channel. This is one of my favorite films to come out in the past however many years, and it's Jordan Peele's impressive directorial debut. It's his first movie, which is incredible considering all that it entails. It stars a great cast, including Daniel Kaluuya, Lakeith Stanfield, and a ton of other people that just make this movie amazing. So Daniel Kaluuya's character Chris goes to meet his girlfriend's parents, and he's a little leery of the fact that they don't know that they're an interracial couple. So he's like, maybe you should tell your parents that. They show up, and yeah, he's got to deal with some awkwardness, but under the surface, things are even more weird than that, and there's a lot else at play than just maybe racism or whatever. It's like to the extreme. I didn't know what to expect when I first saw this. If you've seen this movie already, when you're watching it again on a rewatch, you catch all the little things. She's telling him, make sure you pack your toothbrush and deodorant, and that's just a normal thing that you would tell your significant other, like if you're going on a trip, just reminding them to bring all their stuff. But if you know the story, you're like reading into everything, and you're like, is she saying that because that's a hygiene thing and she wants him to take care of his body because it's going to be somebody else's in the future and they're trying to sell it? Like, it's crazy. You read into every little thing, but it's so good, this movie, that they put little details in there on purpose, and they have dual meanings, and when you know what they mean, when you go back and rewatch it, you have that reaction that I had. So the family abducts these people, like they're abducting Chris in this, and they want their bodies to auction them off or to give them to their family members, because they are going to take basically the mind and soul and everything, the essence of these rich white people, and put it in a young black person who they view as genetically superior. Like the grandfather was in the Olympics in the loss to a black man, so he's like, I want to be black, which is not the takeaway to get from that, but that's what he does. Their whole family's goal is like to learn hypnotism and neurosurgery and all this stuff to be able to keep this business going of swapping bodies and giving these rich white people a better body, quote unquote, because they're putting them into African American people. I like that you're kind of figuring out that that is what's going on as Chris, the main character, is Daniel Kaluuya's character, and his acting is phenomenal in this. There are scenes where he's getting hypnotized. I just thought that was some of the best scenes of the whole movie, when he is trying to convey the story of what happened to his mother in just like facial reactions as the mother of the story of his girlfriend is talking and hypnotizing him. He has the tear rolling down his eye, and to be able to do that and talk about something kind of unrelated, but to show emotion that is the complete opposite of what you're talking about at certain points, it was kind of crazy. He was the perfect actor for this role, and now he's like a megastar. Same with Lakeith Stanfield, who has a little bit smaller of a role in this movie. He's a background character, but those two are just megastars. They're picking up all these roles in all these different movies, and it's well deserved because they're powerhouse actors. The cinematography of the sunken place, when he falls into that, it looks like a space with like stars. There's little things floating around, and he's just like falling and floating backwards, and he can see his perception in this little box. It looks like a TV screen, and he's just floating down, and the shots that they get from that scenario and that scene are phenomenal. That's some of the best cinematography of this whole movie, but of all these different movies of that decade. That's why I think that this movie is held up so great, because the shot of him sitting in the chair hypnotized, the sunken place, all these iconographies that they put in there, and the way that they frame these scenes and everything just gives it this iconic feel. And this movie, I think, will go down as iconic and memorable and a classic kind of horror film. I also like the TSA guide.
I'm TS motherfucking A.
Be remiss if I didn't talk about him, the best friend. He was super funny, and that actor, I was like, in all of his roles. But in this role, especially, he added a lot of the humor, especially because Daniel Kaluuya was so, anxious and leery about going to see this family because he figured that he was going to encounter this racism, but he was not ready for all of this. I did enjoy the social commentary on race about how white people think that they can just, with money, do whatever they want, and they disregard black people's lives to, serve their own purposes. And, that's really messed up. And it was depicted in this extreme way in this movie, but it also had a lot to say that was super relevant to, that time. And even now, we're still facing, some of these issues and people that think that way, which is ridiculous, but it's still out there. And I think the alternate ending really spoke to the message of the movie even more so. But I'm glad that they went with the one that they went with, just because it was like a better fit tonally to what was going on. You wanted to see Chris make it out because you were rooting for him as this is all going on. You're like, get out of there. And that's the name of the movie, is Get Out, because as Jordan Peele likes to say, you're yelling, get out at the screen. Get out of there. Get the F out of there. So it was a better fit, and he thought that too, obviously. That's why he kept it in the movie that way, where his buddy, the TSA agent, rescues him at the end instead of him getting arrested by the police. But the police one's more of a realistic outcome. Plus, I don't know how he would have got away with it if he left with a friend. Like, there's probably evidence that he was there. So, I don't know. This is a very unique film, though. Let me know what you guys thought. I really enjoy it. I think it is spectacular on every facet that you could judge a movie. This movie was firing on all cylinders, and I was really impressed. I didn't know what to expect going in either, and this is one that I go back to all the time, just for the message. And you notice little things in the background that make it exciting to revisit. So let me know what you guys thought, like I said. And like I said in the beginning, make sure you like this video, hit subscribe and the little notification bell, and I will see you in the next video.